Welcome to RSPB Flatford Wildlife Garden. Well, our main mission here at Flatford Wildlife Garden is to showcase to people what's possible in their own gardens to help the wildlife. So in these two borders here on either side, we try to showcase a lot of nectar and pollen rich plants. So we're really thinking in terms of our butterflies and our bumblebees, which are in need of food, particularly early and late in the year. So if we can show people what to plant and how lovely it can look, then perhaps people will start to adopt the ideas. So in front of us here we have what we call a dead hedge, which is just really an innovative way to use up your garden waste, really. And then that dead wood is a really good environment for a lot of creepy crawlies, which we don't think of as glamorous, but they're an essential part of the ecosystem of a garden, so it's important to look after the little ones. We also think it's really important to get children engaged with nature. Nature is good for children and children are good for nature because one day they'll be looking after it. We always aim during the school holidays to have some engaging activities for children so that they can have an encounter with nature. Yeah, and you never know, maybe it'll be the first step of many. Let's go and have a look at the bird ringing demonstration.
We've been invited by RSPB to do some bird ringing in the lovely wildlife garden. I've been a bird ringer for many years and am licensed and trained to do all this, so it's all very carefully arranged. Now the reason for putting a ring on is the ring has a unique code on it. It's got letters and numbers, and so it individually identifies that bird, so that when the bird's released, it's found again, then the information can be passed back to the organisation that looks after ringing, which is the BTO, the British Trust for Ornithology.
The thinking was that, gardens cover so much land in this country that if we can somehow begin to show people and influence the way that people garden, we have the potential, with this relatively small site, to make quite a big difference. We also have school groups who come down. We have a relationship with some of the local Cubs groups as well, horticultural societies and that sort of thing, Women's Institute groups as well. And also, I suppose, the volunteers. They're a very important group of people who use the garden and enjoy it. And obviously, they help me. From my point of view, they're essential, but from their point of view, they get to meet other people in the area, be part of something which I think is quite inspiring.
Well, it's nice to talk to the people that come in. They're all appreciative of what's happened, and sometimes they want to know the names of the plants, and I don't always know all of them. But yeah, I like to talk to people as they're passing through.
The garden works here because it's in a place which is already popular with all kinds of visitors. There's always a nature trail here, so kids can go around and really hunt for things. But we've always got activities going on in the building as well. I mean, there's a wildflower trail people can pick up from there, for instance. There's lots of interpretation. All that stuff is great.
I mean, I would be completely lost without my team of volunteers. I have about 30. And there's a half and half split between gardening volunteers and what we call the welcome volunteers. So the welcome volunteers, it's their job to come down on a daily basis, unlock, set up, and then just be a very, sort of friendly, welcoming presence for the public in the garden. Thank you, Biffa Award, for making this project happen.